And it is the second round of the FORL Cup Series, and we are back in action once again. It is the Circuit of the Americas, and we are getting ready and qualifying already. It's going to be 10 minutes of qualifying, and at the moment, we've already gone through our first almost minute and a half. We are glad to have you back. It is the COTA 137-kilometer event, and we are watching defending winner in the FORL Cup Series, Andrew Cootie, warm up his tires as he goes for his first lap in qualifying in just a short moment. Going down the back straightaway with a very long back straightaway here in the Circuit of the Americas, a full mile's length, just about a quarter of this great track in Austin. And what an incredible race we have ahead of ourselves. The driver, the 9 machine, looking strong in practice, 4th on the charts. James Thurston, top of the charts in practice beforehand, but now we watch and wait as going through the final turns, warming up the tires any method possible, using the brakes, using swerving, as you can see, going very, very slowly through every single turn, and it is one last time, looks to be, before we get to the first lap of the action. Andrew Cootie going around every turn here in Austin. And when he's done, we will be getting to the show in just a moment's time. 7 minutes and 35 seconds remain before we get to the race tonight. 25 laps, so don't let the lap count deceive you. That is over 100 kilometers and almost 100 miles. Let's get to the show here. Green flag is out. The lights are green on the racetrack, and we are green in qualifying. Let off by the driver of the 9 machine, Andrew Cootie. Let's watch his lap. As we watch his, we're also going to watch the other drivers on the racetrack. James Hartley getting to that first section. Mason Flagar coming as well. Ethan Skye still through the S's, actually very far ahead in the S's right now. Brandon Redford. Then it's going to be Hunter Bogdan, Michael Cormetis, Ethan DeWeldy, Dustin Pickle in the 21 machine, and a multitude of other drivers, including Brandon Redford and as well Ethan Stanley making his season debut in the number 90 machine right now. That is the driver of Ethan Stanley. Bryce Hamrick on his way. Dustin Pickle, as stated beforehand, looks to be Kyle Freeman in the session right now. Matthew Fanouf on the track in the 2 machine. Matthew Brower on the track as well, coming down toward his first lap. As Andrew Cootie, at the moment, just coming out of the S's. Let's see what he's got in store. 6 minutes, 25 seconds remain in this session, and it's led off by a series of drivers, including Mark Allen Bivens of the 076 machine, TWRS on the side of that car, and 213 Simware on the side of it as well. Dudes Castro Nevis sponsored by 213 Simware in its entirety here tonight. Looking good as well. 5th on the charts in practice. Looking to back up a very strong run he got in the IORA Indycar Series, getting his first podium of the year in that event. That Circuit of the Americas, a race of attrition. Castro was able to wear through and push on through as the wear and tear got on to every one of the drivers. And he's looking forward to yet another great run at this great racetrack. Andrew Cootie on his way nonetheless, and he looks to be getting through the final few turns on his way to perhaps be top of the charts. And James Thurston on his way as well, going through the back straightaway as we speak. Max Molina on his way and looks to be going for his second lap on the charts. Matthew Fanouf in the same position as well in the Ford Mustang number 2 machine. Shades of Brad Keselowski and Austin Cindric. Coming down to the stripe this time by Ethan Skye is going to go second on the charts. Looks to be your new top of the chart setter, Ethan Stanley, provisional pole. Can Andrew Cootie do anything about it? Coming to the stripe, and it looks like that time by Andrew Cootie is going to go position number nothing. Lap is going to be invalidated, it appears. That would have put him second on the charts. Andrew Cootie, no lap time officially scored. Sean Rowe on his way nonetheless, and he is in second on the charts as we speak. The number 90 machine of Ethan Stanley leads the way so far in what is his series debut. Xander Prestige going to come down to the racetrack right now. He is 6th on the charts. James Thurston going to usurp the driver of the 90 machine. And the Thurston and Stanley rivalry on the road courses continues. They're separated by 0.3 of a second right now as qualifying is just heating up. Let's see whether or not Ethan Stanley has it in the tank to keep going. If he does, we're surely going to see a very exciting battle as the race goes on. You can see the mirror reflection on your screen. Ethan Stanley, 4 minutes remaining, looks to have one more chance to get a good lap in. And James Thurston on absolute flyer pace, back-to-back race winner of the IORA Cup Series. IORA Cup Series is going to be racing tomorrow night at Nashville. Be sure to stay tuned for that. But as it stands, it has been a dominated run for the past few weeks. When it comes to James Thurston's performance, he's looking to get it done once more. And he has been showing prowess at the road courses, winning at Watkins Glen just 2 weeks ago in IORA. And his well-known race winner in the IORA open wheel scene, Ethan Stanley, just about the next best guy, is very much a toss-up between those two to see who is the best, as Michael Cormatis making his series debut with the Red Bull Machine thumbnail car here tonight. And he raced at Watkins Glen as well. Was on course for a solid podium finish there, but just fell out of favor. Top 5 at Watkins Glen, and another track to the NASCAR Next-Gen machines go to in real life. It's Austin, Texas, and Cormatis looking to back up that very strong run once more. Coming around, he's 5th on the charts with Ethan Sky. In position number 4 is Ethan Stanley's going to send it to the top of the charts. He's now 400th of a second over James Thurston, top of the charts in qualifying. This is the battle for provisional pole. Keegan Clark going to go all the way up as Andrew Cootie sends it up into 3rd. Best he can do, Cormatis. Best he can do is 4th. Rounding through the final few turns, this is make or break for James Thurston. Ethan Doweldy going to set it up to 9th position. Matthew Brower 7th. Ethan Sky 6th. Sean Rowe in position number 5. Rounding out the final few turns, here he goes. Mark Allen Bivens is in 2nd, but this is the determining factor. Coming down the front straightaway, this is for pole position. To the stripe, James Thurston is going to go top of the charts by 0.2 of a second. Incredible job. And that's going to keep him all the way out in front. He's going to lead the field, barring a major shakeup. Ethan Sky on his way maximally in 10th right now on the charts. That's the way it lines up. And Keegan Clark 14th with Xander Prestige in 15th. Matthew Fainoff on his way. Hunter Bogdan appears to be out of this run in the 86 machine. Hunter out. Matthew still looking for more as the race is going to get on its way in a minute and 41 seconds time. And how about that? And as we watch the driver of the 2 machine, Mason Flagar saying practice is over, and that is indeed the case. We are already on to qualifying, and Ethan Doweldy saying hopefully I have a decent race and having a very decent qualifying run. Ethan Doweldy, he is in 12th position right now, and that is a field of over 20 cars. Look at actually be just about 25 drivers in this one. Ethan Sky looks to still be going nonetheless. He's on the racetrack. Not, though, on the surface. Apparently, it's Keegan Clark still on the track, working through the turns. Ethan Sky on his way. Now, not anymore. The 54 machine down and out. Keegan Clark still racing, and we still have just about a minute's time. How about we get a perhaps very, very brief interview with the driver who appears to be on pole position for tonight's event, although it does not look like that will be an availability, as James Thurston is not in any voice chat thus far. Keegan Clark still making some practice laps as it's going to be Thurston leading Ethan Stanley and Andrew Cootie, your top 3 drivers of the night. Ethan Doweldy saying he sucks at road courses, but still looking strong early on and looking to get one done here tonight nonetheless. The driver of the 81 machine is, as now we only have one driver according to timing scoring on the racetrack, but the qualifying grid is set. It's going to be top of the charts, James Thurston, then Ethan Stanley, then Andrew Cootie, then Michael Cormatis, and Sean Rowe. Looks to be a ton of IORA ringers leading the field here. Qualifying is over, and let's get on to the racing procedure, led by the driver of the 96 machine. For the first time this season, James Thurston going to lead him through at the Circuit of the Americas for the COTA 137-kilometer event. 25 laps of action coming straight from the heart of Texas. Let's get on to this one. And as we wait for our pole-sitting driver to appear on your screen, we are going through a rotating effect, waiting for every one of these guys to show up onto the field for the first time here tonight. James Thurston appears to actually be on the grid, and we're going to get a great look at him right now as the cycle continues. Spinning around the Circuit of the Americas, famed front stretch, and a Formula One track for a decade now, and a NASCAR track for just a few years. It appears This pole position track, or rather, the pole position camera does not see anyone just yet, and that is because they are not starting on the front straightaway. They are starting just about a half lap behind. We will have a rolling start to start this one, and it's going to be led off by the driver of the 96 machine in James Thurston, with Ethan Stanley in second by 0.2 of a second. Andrew Cootie in position number 3, and Michael Cormetis in 4th on the charts, as the 25 machine is going to round out the top 10 alongside Sean Rowe in 5th, just beside Ethan Skye in the 54. And now we're going to get on to our 4th row with Mark Allen Bivens, Matthew Brower 7th and 8th, and Dudes Castroneves in 9th, with Max Molina in position number 10. Undecided Racing saying, hoping for a good racing night. Keep an eye on the Redford Motorsports machines of the 12 and the 2, and that's going to have Brandon Redford involved, of course, involving himself, as it's going to be Redford in the 11th and Ethan DeWeldy in 12th. And then Bryce Hamrick in position number 13 and Kagan Clark in 14th, followed by Xander Prestige, James Hartley in 16th, and Kyle Freeman, Hunter Bogdan, Mason Flagar, Ross Corlett, Joaquin Stewart, Dustin Pickle, and Matthew Fainoff in the 24-car field, rounding this one off tonight. The 2 machine is riding shotgun, and it's going to be a series of IORA drivers leading them to this one nonetheless. The 96 machine of James Thurston gets to lead them down once more here in Austin, Texas, and that's a familiar place for him, especially at this racetrack. Time to get on to the action. It will be in just a moment's time, led by the 96 machine and a whole load of drivers he's well versed in terms of racing with just beside him. The 96, the 90, leading the way on the front row. Then it's going to be the 9 and the 25 machine. We've got a spin, and that's in the back of the pack right now. Looks to be the driver of Ethan DeWeldy, who has spun on our pace lap. He's gotten it back underway. Not sure if they're going to extend the caution on that regard. But we got our first incident, and that's under yellow. We have not gotten the race underway either. And that's going to start this one off with calamity. First spin of the night. We have not even gotten to the green flag to begin this one in Texas. The 96 machine leading it over the remainder of the field. It's James Thurston, then Ethan Stanley, and it looks like it's going to be our pace car backing off. And now it's going to be led by the drivers coming through this time by, looks like they're coming now, and let's get to the show here in Austin. For the first time tonight, everyone's fanning out, and it's going to be green flag here from Austin. It's the COTA 137 kilometer, led by James Thurston. Let's get the show on the road. And everyone rolls through cleanly and greenly thus far. Ethan Stanley gets the advantage there over James Thurston. The race is on its way. Let's get a wide shot to see if the remainder of the field has come through. Looks like the top 10, top 15 have gotten through scot-free. Brian Ventura saying that he's rooting for the number 86 machine, and the number 86 machine looks to be in the middle of the pack right now, and that is Hunter Bogdan, as Hunter facing a lot of pressure there from the 96 machine, and now the 91, as we've got one on the way. It's the 16 machiner, Xander Prestige, back out on track. First incident, no caution. Everyone's making it through thus far. Andrew Cootie is not your race leader. Ethan Stanley is over James Thurston. The race is on its way. Cootie 3rd, Cormetis 4th, Sean Rowe 5th, and Mark Allen Bivens is in position number 6. Matthew Brower, number 7th right now. Big dive bomb. That's the 12 machine of Brandon Redford, and he's going to have to take the wide route there. Did not pay off in his favor. Max Molina going to be the victor of that battle nonetheless. And Mason Flager on the 89 machine going to watch and wait, as it looks like everyone's getting spread out. And as it stands, Stanley with a dominating jump so far, going to run it very wide. James Thurston going to get a much better cutoff there. Going to be a major advantage coming into this series of turns before the back straightaway. And Braden Roberts saying that 86 cased in skin looking good. And the 86 machine looking good indeed. Right now 18th on the charts, looking to improve some more as the race goes on. Playing it cautious as the race has just begun. Having some pressure from Dustin Pickle in the back of the pack. It's still James Thurston, as it looks like, as it stands. Ethan Stanley just in front, cutting barely ahead. The driver, the 90 machine, is over his adversary of Thurston. Andrew Cootie holding on hanging in just behind the drivers who lead this one. Ethan Stanley gonna have some pressure up the inside line. They're coming down to the back straightaway. Gonna be a drag race to lead the first lap. Coming to the stripe, looks to be James Thurston. He's gonna get it over Stanley, and Andrew Coody's got the momentum to make a move on Ethan Stanley. Stanley makes the defensive maneuver, and we're still going clean and green thus far. Second lap of 25. And even though we don't have that many laps, we're already going to send it down to the laps to go counter. It's now going to be 24 laps remaining here in the Circuit of the Americas. And watch out, James Thurston on his way, fighting through this field. Now the leader, Andrew Coody in second, Ethan Stanley is in third. And it looks like Sean Rowe is now facing some pressure on Mark Allen Bivens and dudes Castro Neves. Castro Neves holding steady in position number 6. As Matthew Brower is in 7th. Missed what appears to be the second pack. There's a big shove there for Matthew Brower. Watch out. Castro Neves going to have to make some moves here, as it looks like a defensive maneuver he's not going to be able to make. Brower, position number 6, and Castro Neves is in 7th. And look at him go. Brower now going to make the move there. And Castro Neves tries to cut through. Big bump. Big tap. That's going to send Castro Neves around. Single car incident. He's going to lose just about 5 or 6 spots. He's back on his way. And nothing more he could do on that one. It looks like dudes Castro Neves back on his way. Let's get an onboard shot of what just happened. As you can see, still on his way. No incident right now. We're going to send it back just a few seconds. And you can see fighting hard there if Matthew Brower tries to cut in on the pack. And he gets sent around from there. Makes the tap and just gets sent through. And nothing you can do there. Just resets it, gets it back in working order. And here he goes. And he's having an awful lot of trouble controlling that car right now. Stanley is in second, Andrew Coody in third, and then Sean Rowe fighting with Mark Allen Bivens in the position number 5 spot right now. The fight far from over to round out the top 5. Matthew Brower, 6th position right now. Mason Flagar in 7th. Max Molina in position number 8 with Ethan Skye in 9th. Ethan Duelli rounding at the top 10 right now, making a very strong run for a driver not too confident in his road course prowess. Brandon Redford advertising the NASCAR DoorDash Cup Series, a fantasy league of sorts. And it looks like he's on his way to a very, very good run, as he's going to pass, perhaps, Ethan Duelli making a move on the outside line, and nothing's going to come of it thus far. Duelli going to try to make the defensive maneuver on the inside line. It's going to work out. The wide line doesn't work for Brandon Redford, and he's still on his way nonetheless. James Thurston on his way as well. First position, Ethan Stanley in second with Andrew Coody chasing him down in third. Sean Rowe is in 4th right now. His laps have been invalidated, every single one of which so far, and the Bell South number 99 machine fighting hard as ever to keep himself in the mix. Mark Allen Bivens making a very strong run with Matthew Brower just behind him. Molina, 7th of the Monster Energy machine, then Mason Flagar, Ethan Skye, and finally Brandon Redford in the top 10. As it stands, dudes Castro Neves fighting hard to get back up to Bryce Hamrick. And this is the battle for 13th position. Backing it down once again, Castro Neves is. And Caden Richardson saying, oh yeah, Braden Robertson, I could agree. Looks like the 86 machine has a ton of fans here tonight. And happily checking again with Hunter Bogdan in 20th position as it stands. It looks like the number 86 Toyota Camry have a little bit of a struggle right now. 3 seconds off the pace of the nearest driver of Dustin Pickle, but looking to make some more spots up as the race goes on. Far from over here, 23 laps to go. Don't count out the driver of Hunter Bogdan as the race goes on. Stanley is now in second right now as Andrew Coody just behind him. James Thurston going to a dominating performance thus far. He's led them all as it stands, and we've got a big pack forming just behind him. And now it looks to be that Sean Rowe is just beside every single one of them. Let's go on board with Sean Rowe and see what he sees. And a lot of support for the driver. That 86 machine are looking for him to pick up a few more spots as his fans, his legion of fans, are here tonight. As it looks like Ethan Skye going to have a move placed on him on the inside line from Sean Rowe. They're all working their way through once again. And every one of them looking to make a move. James Thurston still leading them. And How about this? 22 laps to go. Very early into this race, we're going to hit 22 laps to go, but nonetheless, it is time for the TrackCams22.com. 22 to go. Crank it up, and we hope you enjoy it. TrackCams22, TrackCams for Gorman. It's the best cameras on the service, and we use them, and we know for certain they're the best that money can buy. Be sure to visit TrackCams22.com. Link in the description. We hope you enjoy this brief Crank It Up. And coming back to the action, as you can see, a lot of action between this mid-pack. It is the battle for the third position. Matthew Brower in third, and every single one of these guys behind him wants to have it. Mark Allen Bivens, Mason Flagar, Sean Rowe, Max Malini, Ethan Skye, Brandon Redford just out of touch. But it's going to be a five-car battle for one position. Matthew Brower leading the way in this hunt, as it looks like Ethan Stanley's actually gone around, and we don't see him on the top of the charts. He's 2 laps down at the moment. We're going to try to get a replay of what just happened to the driver of the 90 machine, because it looks like Ethan Stanley down and out. We're going to try to find out what caused that. Andrew Cootie getting to his inside there. And this is a look back a lap and a half ago. So we'll see what just caused the incident that caused, of course, Ethan Stanley to be removed from this event in terms of competition. He's 2 laps down as it stands. Stanley going to run it very, very wide there. Nothing happens then. He's going to get very squirrely, and that's going to send him down into the third position. And it looks like from there, he just backed it down and left the race, as James Thurston still leads, setting the pace. And this battle for the third spot now led by Sean Rowe. Big battle, as you can see. There's going to be a lot of contact between Max Molina and Matthew Brower. These guys are far from done. They're putting on a show here. And we're going to try to get even closer to them. On board with Brower in the 73 machine. I can see now Sean Rowe leading the way with Max Molina just behind him. Both of them are going to run wide there. Brower going to use that to his advantage. 73 machine is Max Molina there as well. Molina going to make the move on the inside line, and Matthew Brower is going to make the move as well. These guys are fighting to the end of it. Mark Allen Bivens going to get very squirrely there, but he's still good. Ethan Skye in it as well. Molina leading the chase thus far in his 45 machine, and that Camry's going to cross over, make the double lane maneuver, and he's still leading this battle for the third spot. They're putting on an awful good show here, as Bivens going to now be watching as Sean Rowe trying to take it 3 on these guys just in front of him, Brower and Molina. He's going to go to the outside of Max Molina there. And Matthew Brower fighting hard as ever. Down to the inside line. Sean Rowe going to get through there on the driver of the 73 machine. And Molina now going to be one to beat. Side by side between Mark Allen Bivens and Ethan Skye. Bivens going to get it that time by, but Ethan Skye far from done. Every single one of these guys racing each other cleanly and very aggressively. Ethan Skye going to send it down the inside line. He's going to get it that time by over, not Brower, but Bivens, as Brower's got a good advantage over the remainder of the field, but Mason Flagar's going to make a move up there. That was for 6th. Not going to stick. Sean Rowe on his way nonetheless. Max Molina in 3rd. He's got a lot of guys chasing. Sean Rowe appears to be falling off the grid right now. And Sean Rowe is back on track. Major blip there. Not sure how the drivers are going to take that. As Molina in position number 3 holds off the remainder of this pack. A very hard-fought battle. It's a toss-up, so to speak, with every one of these guys involved. Mark Allen Bivens going to go very wide there. Going to send him to the back of the pack. So long as you have touching distance, you're looking pretty good on this lap. And nobody, as it stands, has recorded a lap without incident. No official best lap has been set. James Thurston, though, appears to be a lap faster than the race leader of Andrew Cootie. Rather, as the race leader, he is a second faster than Andrew Cootie. Max Molina still being fought hard by Sean Rowe. Rowe going to be going to the outside line, not going to be able to make it happen. Crosses over to the inside and looks to have some momentum going that time by. He's going to be able to make it clear, and Sean Rowe is now going to take 3rd position over Max Molina, and he's going to go very wide indeed, and he's going to be losing 2 spots that time by. Big wiggle for Matthew Brower, and Max Molina, level-headed, keeps position number 3. 19 laps left to settle this one. And Molina now going to have to fight with Matthew Brower. Big lock up there, and Brower's on his tail. With 19 laps to settle this one, it's going to be between every single one of these guys to see whether or not they have what it takes. And they're putting on a great show. Mason Flagar now going to have to chase down Sean Rowe. Matthew Brower not alone just yet. He's in the middle right now of a sandwich between Max Molina and Sean Rowe. Pressure on all sides. What's he going to do about it? We're going to find out. And to the inside line, nobody's going to be able to go on Matthew Brower. He's hugging the inside of every single apex. And it looks like right now, Max Molina still holding on. It's going to be Brower going to the high line, the outside line. They're not going to be able to make anything happen thus far. And they're all going into the hairpin there. Big touch there for Sean Rowe. And he's going to give Matthew Brower the tap. You got to get a move on. That's what he's saying to the driver of the 73 machine. And Brower looking to make a move sometime soon. Self-sponsored entry here tonight. And doing a great job in the 4th spot with Max Molina leading the chase for the final podium position. Mason Flagar right now in the 6th spot in the 28 machine. Fighting as hard as ever. He's still in this train. Sean Rowe, however, is in the final spot. What might be the closest battle we've seen all race long. Rowe on Brower. We might just see another move for position. As Brower works into the high line once again, Sean Rowe fights as hard as ever. And as it stands, the battle seems to be cooling down just a bit for 3rd, but for 4th, it has not cooled down one bit. Rowe going to go to the outside line there, going to try to make a crossover maneuver, get some momentum on the inside line, and that is what he does. Sean Rowe looking to repeat the same move he made this time by, but with a little more success. Not going to be able to make it happen that time by. Molina goes wide. Brower does as well. They're side by side, and Matthew Brower has the advantage over not just Sean Rowe, but now Sean Rowe has the advantage over the 45 machine. Big momentum swing here. Can the 45 hold on? It looks like he will be able to. Only for a little while. Big time maneuver. There's a lot of lockup, and now Mason Flagar's in the mix. Max Molina down to 5th. Sean Rowe 3rd now. The battle rages on. And Flagar and Molina are still side by side with 18 laps left. And now Molina losing a lot of time. And Ethan Skye still keeping touching distance here. If anything happens, he might just be able to catch himself a break with 18 laps left and get back into the battle. As Max Molina losing a lot of time, but Sean Rowe is not. Brower now holding on to Sean Rowe. And this time by, Brower goes to the inside of the 99 machine. He's in third this time. And Max Molina makes a daring move on Mason Flagar. Runs him up the racetrack, just enough room. Double file for third and fifth respectively. And still, double file for third. Sean Rowe on the inside line looks to have the advantage this time by. Although it looks like Brower has the advantageous maneuver and momentum. Down to the inside. Nothing's going to come of it going through the hairpin there. And they're still dead even. Flagar in fifth. And now Max Molina in fifth. As they're going to run very, very wide. Ethan Skye in the mix now. He's in touching distance for sixth. As Brower is going to get it over Sean Rowe that time by. They're still almost dead even. And Sean Rowe keeping incredible pace on the outside line. He's going to get the inside line. The switch back there. Going to leave Brower a car length and a half behind the race leader. And then some. Actually 14 seconds on a car length as Andrew Cootie losing a lot of time. He's going down pit road now. 9 laps in. We're seeing some strategy. River Page in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. We hope you enjoy the presentation here tonight. Sean Rowe in third. Matthew Brower position number 4. These guys are giving each other no break. They're side by side once again. And Page in the chat. Thank you for the support. Mason Flagar, Sean Rowe, Andrew Cootie going down the pylon. He's now in the 7th spot, now the 8th spot. And he's back behind the second pack here. Sean Rowe in position number 2. And a new development for the driver of the 99 machine in second, with Brower in third and Mason Flagar in position number 4. Big wheel hop there. He keeps it straight and he's still going. Matthew Brower still chasing nonetheless. These guys are giving each other no room with 17 laps left. They're racing like it's the last. And Andrew Cootie now looking to catch up to the remainder of this pack. James Thurston last lap by, set a 2-minute and 14-second lap flat. Nothing on the millisecond timer there. 2 minutes, 14 seconds on the dot. As Mark Allen Bivens going to get by the driver of the 54 machine, Ethan Skye. Great work there, but Sean Rowe still leading the B pack. Oh, we got one off. That's going to be the driver of the 54 machine and Ethan Skye, or is it? And we got one off the racetrack, and not sure what that was about. Trying to find out who that was not a lead lap car. And it might have just been the 86 machine, and that it was. Hunter Bogdan in the 86 machine went around just in front of the second pack. We're going to try to find out what happened. And got passed there by Mason Flagar, already a lap down. And here's where it all gets bad. From bad to worse, loses it, no contact from Max Molina, and sends it into the wall. And surely that car is not destroyed, but a lot of damage keeping it out of competitive pace. Sean Rowe leading over the side-by-side battle of Flagar and Matthew Brower. This race is getting more and more intense each lap by, the intensity picking up time after time again. Rainer Roberts saying no in a very unfortunate circumstance for the driver of the 86 machine. As we still watch the B pack right now, as it looks like Max Molina going to try to make a move there on Mason Flagar. Not going to work that time, to no avail just yet. And it's a single file ordeal, but don't let it deceive you. As we come on to our 10th lap, these guys are fighting as hard as it gets. Max Molina now going to be watching as Mason Flagar sent it down to the inside line. Looks to be getting it over Sean Rowe, and now he's in the battle for third. He's now in the prime position to pick off as Molina goes around. Max Molina going to go around and nobody contacts him. And that's going to be detrimental to his chances to get into third position. Going to have to play the alternate strategy as Sean Rowe and Mason Flagar fight for the runner-up spot. And Matthew Brower sent down to 4th. Ethan Skye rounds out your top 5, and Mark Allen Bivens in the position number 6. Andrew Goody catching up to the B pack, and he looks to be able to get through both Bivens, Brower, and Skye, all 3 of them in fact, within this lap. And Matthew Brower is going to have to watch as Andrew Goody putting the pressure right now in the Guardian Esports machine. He's in the middle of this pack, and Sean Rowe is going to have to look out. So is Mason Flagar. Flagar now up to second for the first time tonight. And let's ride on board with Andrew Cootie as he makes his moves to get up back to second. He's going to dive late on Matthew Brower. And he's going to almost make some contact. Mark Allen Bivens makes the contact. And switching back, still at the inside line. The advantage over Brower, he's going to use it. A little bit of contact running him over. And Sean Rowe and Mason Flagar work each other over. It was that much easier for Andrew Cootie to catch both of them. And you see right now, Sean Rowe only has a car length's worth of an advantage. 15 laps left to settle this. And almost some contact there. Sean Rowe going to make a big wiggle. Mason Flagar still holding on. And they're side by side for just a moment. And coming down to the stripe, watching from the pit road terrace. Caution flag is out, and I believe that is a stage break. As that it appears to be. Your stage winner by a mile there, it's James Thurston. And Sean Rowe is going to take second in the stage. An impressive job by every one of these drivers so far. But the race is far from over. With 15 laps left. That might sound like a very short distance. That still gives us at least a half an hour's worth of racing to deal with. And Thurston rounding the corners at Circuit of the Americas. Sean Rowe still at full pace, trying to catch up to him and the pace car. As it stands, we have whittled down our field of 24 to a field of 19. 5 retirements: Joaquin Stewart, Michael Cormetis, Ethan Stanley, and Matthew Fainoff, with the addition of one driver who was not able to start the event, who is not listed on the timing and scoring charts. Sean Rowe is in position number 2, with James Thurston leading the way with a commanding charge early on in this one. A very impressive job for the driver of the 96. And the distance of this race, we are almost halfway through on this 25-lap event. Just about halfway as it stands now, as a matter of fact. Lap 12 of 25, where we are as Sean Rowe looks to be drifting it. Keeping it in check. And James Thurston at pacing speed has a 30-second advantage over the remainder of the field. How about we talk to the driver of that 96 machine? It still looks to be impossible to do just that. And when the driver of the 9 machine pulls onto the pacing scene, we will get an interview with Andrew Cootie in just a moment's time. Mason Flagar backs down into 4th. Matthew Brower 5th. Ethan Skye, position number 6. And Sean Rowe slowly but surely now in the single digits in terms of a deficit to James Thurston. Ready to close the gap for good and hopefully keep it that way. Rowe showing some great pace in the last few laps. And James Thurston already out of the S's. As we now have the field catching up for certain. Everyone diving in, and a few drivers overshooting it by just a bit. And it looks like right now we are going to start getting our interviews. How about we get an interview with the driver who is in the runner-up position? It looks like we will be able to do just that. And how about the driver of the 99 machine, runner-up right now, Sean Rowe? How are you feeling going into the remainder of this race?
Feeling pretty good. I think the car's fast. Racing back there for like 3rd or 4th for a little bit, just trying to see how the car feels in traffic, and hopefully I have something for Thurston. He's really good with these next gens, but I'll see what I can get.
Absolutely. Thurston pulling out to a dominating lead in this first half, but showing a lot of pace in that battle for what was third and now what is second position. A lot of these guys seem to have pace as well. Who do you think is going to be up front as this second half gets to its beginning in just a lap or two's time?
I think Cootie and Thurston are going to be able to duel each other for this win, and I think if some things go my way and I'm able to figure out how they're running and how to stay with them, I think I could have a shot if something goes awry on the last lap or so. But I think it's really going to be between those two and then possibly me if I'm able to keep pace.
Absolutely. Now we saw Andrew Cootie actually pull down on the pit road in the green flag run. Looks to be a strategy choice. How much do tires and fuel affect you? Or was that just an optional choice by Cootie to perhaps get the edge as he continues to battle for the lead?
So I think Cootie did it to get track position on the restart, because I don't know if anything changed, but I'm pretty sure tires aren't like worth too much. I'm not going to be taking them on this stop, so I'll see in a few laps time. But I think he's doing it for the track position, and I think he can make it from the end. But I was just shocked he's able to catch us after pitting. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely making his way back up now. It looks like nobody's choosing to pit right now, so any thoughts on the strategy before we get back?
I think I'm going to just take gas here when we get to pit lane, and then I don't know what these other people will do. Hopefully I'm able to get up there near the start, kind of send it into turn one, get a couple of track positions, and then hopefully be able to stick with them and not be stuck behind anyone.
Absolutely. Time for some strategy for the driver in the runner-up spot. Sean Rowe, thank you for your time.
No problem.
And there we have it. Everyone's bowing into pit road with 14 laps to go. Let's see who wins the race off here in the Circuit of the Americas. Looks like everyone's already bowed down for the most part, and James Thurston has that pole position. Pit stall, 13 laps left. Let's see what he's got. As he bows down, everyone goes with, and let's see, we already have a few guys who have not come in yet. Looks like it's going to be Mark Allen Bivens having a little bit of hesitation in the back of the field. The Guardian Esports guys in the back going as well. Sean Rowe going to leapfrog to the front of the pack there. Then it's going to be Mark Allen Bivens, James Thurston, Mason Flagar, Andrew Cootie, Matthew Broward, Ethan Sky, Jude Castro Neves, Ethan DeWell with Ethan Sky, Bryce Amrick, Kyle Freeman, Xander Prestige, then Brandon Redford, Max Molina. And that is the group of drivers still on pit road, including Molina, Keegan Clark, Dustin Pickle, James Hartley, and Hunter Bogdan. Ross Corlett there as well, but nonetheless, Sean Rowe, who we just spoke to, is now the leader of this event, and he's leading under yellow for the first time here tonight. 13 laps to go as we wait for the race to get back into action. We will send us a Fireball Talks non-stop. And a quick message from one of our other leagues, the Highline Racing League. This is a message you're not going to want to miss. You won't miss a thing. The race is far from over, and we still got a few minutes in caution. We're going to present a great message brought to you by some of the best guys on iRacing. Thursday nights, 9:30 Eastern. You won't want to miss it, so be sure to check this one out. And we got to thank the guys over the Highline Racing League for making that one for us. We hope you enjoyed that brief presentation. You have not missed a thing. This race still has a few more turns before we get back to the action and send it back with 12 laps of green flag racing, now led by Sean Rowe and Mark Allen Bivens, and both of them having very strong runs here tonight. But it's been James Thurston top of the charts every lap through and through, with the exception of this one. And we'll see whether or not James Thurston continues his dominating streak here at COTA, or if Sean Rowe or Mark Allen Bivens or even Andrew Cootie perhaps are the drivers who can usurp him as the race gets back underway. In its first yellow, more than halfway through this one, it is the COTA 137 kilometer, 85 miles of action overall. And it's led by the 99 machine in a throwback style. The iRacing pace car going through its final set of turns for the night. And from there, the racing will continue. Sean Rowe already pulling up to the inside line with force, and Mark Allen Bivens just beside him. Coming down to the inside line once more. And this time by, it looks to be the final time by for the iRacing pace car for now, led by Sean Rowe. This will be the second time we get to the green flag, and the first time we get to the green flag under a restart. Let's get back to it. The pace car leading the field even still, but it's not on the same lines of racing. Let's get back to it. Green flag is out. 12 laps to go here from the Circuit of the Americas. And everyone's filing through. We've got one on the grass there. That's going to be Dude Castro Neves keeping it straight, 4 wide, 3 wide. Cootie's going to send one through. It's going to be Matthew Brower spinning Mark Allen Bivens. We got a lot of chaos on the back of the field. Brandon Redford around. Dustin Pickle, Ross Corlett involved. Xander Prestige gets through. Bryce Hamrick loses positions. Castro Neves up to 4th. But it's Cootie in 3rd, Rowe in 2nd, and James Thurston back up to 1st. The battle for the lead is underway once again with 12 laps left. And Sean Rowe is just there with James Thurston now. The 96 and the 99 fighting once again. And once again a double bumper. 3-wide maneuver. Andrew Cootie's your new race leader with a 3-wide pass over the remainder of the field. And Cootie's gonna take it over Thurston and Sean Rowe. How about that? He takes it in a 3-wide maneuver, and there, 3 wide once again. No pass going to be made. Castro Neves stays in 4th there as we see him fight with Matthew Brower once again. Thurston pulls up to the inside line. Yellow flag's out once again. And Cootie takes it with an incredible maneuver. Yellow flag out once more. We'll try to find out why. Looks to be perhaps Hunter Bogdan. That we are going to find out. Although it appears by this point, no, it was not. It could have been the driver of the 58 machine, James Hartley. Let's try to find out once again. And that, once again, does not appear to be the case. Trying to find out who had been involved in the incident. As Dude Castro Neves had gone wide, but did not mean anything at that moment. Everyone appeared to be clean and green as the caution was waived. Bryce Hamrick, Denner Prestige, Ross Corlett, Dustin Pickle, Hunter Bogdan. And there appears to be some smoke just in front of James Hartley. And going to rewind the tape to see who that was, because this could be pivotal in finding out what had just happened. Let's try to see, because it looks like James Hartley, 1 lap down, was just behind Brandon Redford. At that point, Smoke Show was just in front. Keeping Clark, Kyle Freeman, your Season 1 champion, and Mark Allen Bivens, they all appear to be clean and green. And the yellow flag is out nonetheless. 11 laps to go. With 11 laps left, how about we get an interview from our new race leader with an incredible send up the inside line, 3 wide there. Andrew Cootie, you're the race leader with 11 laps left to race. Going to be less than that when we get back to the green flag. How you feeling going into the final dash?
I'm feeling good. As long as Thurston doesn't pass me and starts driving away, I think I got a chance. Sean was all over Thurston's butt into the towards the hairpin area up here in the, I don't know what's it called. Like, I think that's what, 7, 8, 9, something like that. I think it's 8, 9, 10, something like that, around this area where we're at right now. And then I just kind of slotted through. But I'm feeling good. Got some stage points and stay in the one stage for this week, and hopefully we're sitting second in the points. Hopefully we can leave this race with a win and go 2 for 2 on the season. Head on to what is it, Vegas, Kansas, something like that. I made the schedule. I don't even remember. But yeah, we're looking good. Kansas.
And absolutely looking good right now as we head toward Kansas next week. You're leading the way right now, and it looks to be a three-way battle between you, Thurston, and Sean Rowe. You think the battle will persist as the race goes back into green flag in just a few laps' time?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, this is gonna get a little more wild. I feel like someone's just gonna send it up the inside in the T1 here for like, what is it? From the 5th or 6th row, someone's gonna send it up here. Kind of like how Skid did it in NR a couple weeks ago. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff coming up soon. For FORL, it's this week, COTA, and then next week is Kansas. But the Guardian Esports boys are running the Mooncar 24 next week. Got a lot of stuff in the works, but just happy we're kind of growing a little more, and hopefully we'll be a household name come to maybe 1 or 2 years from now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thanks for putting these on.
Absolutely.
No, just.
Oh my God. What can I say? Any final thoughts?
No, not really. Just thanks for putting them on. Thanks to Joaquin for putting these on, and but yeah, we'll go to Kansas after this one, and race with our heart, race with a lot of speed. Hopefully, I like Kansas, but still got to finish this one out. Still got 10 to go. We'll be going green next time by, just for your information.
And that's for certain. Guardian Esports looking great out here tonight. Andrew Cootie leading the pack of Guardian Esports drivers and leading the field overall. A lot of things planned for that team, and of course a lot of anticipation for next week, hoping to be the points leader, going for 2 for 2 on the night. Thank you, Andrew Cootie.
Hell yeah.
And there we have it. Andrew Cootie looking to run the Mooncar 24 with Guardian Esports, and as a driver in that event, we're going to go through a short story because Andrew Cootie's team last year had a very, very strong run where they were up in the podium places by the 22nd hour, and unfortunately by that point there was a driving error. I believe a stint did not go well, and a series of incidents prompted them to fall to the back of the pack. A very, very strong run by the Guardian Esports crew in that race. And they're looking to do one more this year and they're looking for a lot more than, of course, the third position, looking to win it all, and the Guardian Esports guys looking to have a little bit of trouble with the exception of Andrew Cootie here tonight, but they're still on the racetrack as Ross Corlett is in 18th and Dustin Pickle is in 16th, and there are some of the few guys who are still going the pit road right now, and it looks like Bryce Hamrick in 12th is there as well. But Andrew Cootie leading the fray nonetheless with 10 laps to go in this race. And here we go. James Thurston second, Sean Rowe in position number 3. And Dudes Castroneves in 4th. Castroneves having a very strong night. And Dudes Castroneves to be exact, is well known on this channel for having some great runs here at the Circuit of the Americas. Looks to be the same here nonetheless. Position 4 right now. How you feeling as the race is going to get back into green in just a lap's time?
I'm just hoping. By the way, thank you for having me on the booth. Again, thank you for the broadcast before we start. So I'm just hoping to have a clean start. Been a lot of wreck fests. Guys have gotten loose, and it's just been a very tough race. I'm surprised I'm even back up here after getting spun by Ethan.
And absolutely back up front, and it looks like the strategy is played into your favor. How do you feel strategy is going to go for the remainder of this race?
I just got to stay as close as I can to Rowe, Thurston, and Cootie. I don't know about Rowe, but Cootie and Thurston are very fast. It's going to be hard to fight with them, but if they fight with each other, maybe we can get a chance.
Absolutely, and the battle in the second pack has been fierce all night, including the likes of Brower, DeWeldy, Sky, Molina, Flagar, and at one point Sean Rowe, who seems to have sort of graduated and gotten up to the battle for the lead pack. How do you think you're going to be able to hold off the guys behind you, as they're as fierce as ever?
I'm scared of a couple of drivers. I'm not going to name who, but I think it shouldn't be that hard as long as someone doesn't dive bomb it into turn one. That's another good thing of just going through the outside. You have that little runoff. But if someone just runs you out, hopefully there's a caution and we can get back into the race. But the outside for me is going to be my choice.
And absolutely looks to be a lot of guys there aggressive in the back of the pack. Any final thoughts, though, before we get to the green flag?
I'm just going to try and stay clean. Hopefully see you after the race. But you'll never know. It's racing. Doesn't matter until you cross the white line. To the checkered flag.
And absolutely still a lot of racing to be had here tonight. Dudes Castro have his 4th position right now. Looking forward to the second restart of the night. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we have it. That's the driver of the 34 machine right now in Dudes Castro Neves, as Andrew Cootie leads the way over Sean Rowe and James Thurston. These guys ready to get back at it. And we have a few chats that I haven't read just yet. Brian Ventura, Josh Williams, thanks you for stopping by. And the real Wapo begs the question, if that's the same Thurston I've seen drive, he's really good here. Absolutely. If that's the same James Thurston you've seen on NR Night in America or multitudes of other leagues, say GAVINCAR, OSRL, IORA, of course, and the multitude of other leagues that James Thurston has participated in, namely NR Night in America, this is a bad, fast driver, and you can't count Thurston out of anything, no matter what. The 96 machine, you can't count him out, and as stated beforehand, he's still in this one till the very end. How about that? Andrew Cootie leading the field. Only a few turns before we get back to the action here in Austin. As Rewap was saying, I missed the race tonight. Well, we hope you have the time to get into it next week. We hope you have, of course, that time, and we hope that we have you as a driver. It's going to be Kansas next week in the FORL Cup Series, and we hope you were able to stop by. It's greatly appreciated to see every single driver. We're having some record crowds this season for non-SuperSpeedway events. A 24-car field came out here tonight. One more retirement, unfortunately, and that was the driver of, it looks like, Matthew Fainoff, as we have a 19-car field still racing as it stands. And we're looking great here as a collective field. Andrew Cootie leading them over the remainder of the pack. And once more, we will be getting back into the swing of things, led by the 9 machine. Let's get back at it. Second restart of the night. 9 laps to go. Green flag. And Andrew Cootie gets a dominating start there. There's going to be one sliding to the inside line. Looks to be Ethan DeWeldy. Everyone's going to make it through that time by. Rowe not going to dive bomb it. Castro Neves chooses to dive bomb it. And they're 3 wide. No contact. No spins over the hill. And it's a fight for 4th and a fight for the race lead. Andrew Cootie leads the way for James Thurston. Sean Rowe now in 2nd. We've got a lot of contact in the back of the pack. Looks to be Castro Neves involved in it, as Castro Neves falling now into 15th. A lot of contact. 91 machine going to be sent aboard. 9 laps to go. Yet another bit of contact. The 91 is going to be sent. That's Ross Corlett. Corlett back on the racetrack. 17th now. And that's a lot of contact for a lot of drivers. Ethan Sky, Matthew Brower now fighting for 3rd. As it's going to be Cootie and Rowe leading the way. Where's James Thurston? Well, it looks like James Thurston isn't in the lead battle at all. He's at 18th now. And we're going to check back on what happened to James Thurston because surely something went out of his favor, and that's indeed the case. He just got banged up. We're going to check it back once again, just a little more of an instant replay. And it looks like he's got very squirrely coming out of the first turn, but that's not what happened. The real kicker came by his own doing, and he gets into the grass there and just weasels his way into the inside barrier. And that's going to send him back now into 17th as he's fighting to get back with Ross Corlett in front of him. Cootie 1st, and Matthew Brower in 2nd. Now in 3rd as Mason Flagar takes position number 2. Max Molina looks for 3rd immediately, and the battle is heating up again with the same group of drivers These guys have been especially impressive. And it looks like the 24 machine does have a custom number akin to River Page's. And that 24 machine is the driver of Keegan Clark. No other custom number, it appears, taking that of River Page. And 9 laps to go, and the driver of that 24 machine running in 14th as it stands. How about that for the driver of that 24? Andrew Cootie, number 9 machine, leading it over the remainder of the field. Mason Flagar is in second. Max Molina, Matthew Brower fighting hard as ever for position number 3. This is the closest battle on the racetrack. Brower in the midst of it. And they're not side by side just yet. Looks like Matthew Brower just in front of the Brandon Redford Ethan Duweldy battle, as it's going to be Redford getting the better of Duweldy. As Brower not getting the better just yet of Max Molina, and Mason Flagar in the mix. Max Molina looking for second. Can he get to it? We're going to find out with 8 laps left. A lot of time for any driver to make a move, including that of the 45 machine. And Cootie has a dominating margin over the remainder of the field just at this moment. Thus far, looking great for the driver of the 9 machine, but now it looks like Matthew Brower has some pressure from Mark Allen Bivens. And let's watch on board to see what's going on. And on board with the driver of the 076 machine. Let's find out. And as you take a look and see, this is one of the fastest sections on the entire racetrack. And loses a lot of time there, as it looks like Brower going to send it in on Max Molina. And Molina still keeps the position. Wow, how about it? It looks to be a much more intense battle up front. How about we ride on board with the driver of Max Molina? Right in the middle of the cockpit right now and see what's going on there for the driver of the 45. And Flagar going to lose a lot of time there. Not a lot of momentum. And Max Molina get him clear in the air for just a moment. But they're still fighting. Either way, it looks like now Flagar has the advantage over Max Molina. Side by side once more. Flagar's got it that time by. It's far from over. Thurston went from 18th to 12th, and Thurston absolutely with damage. Still one of the fastest drivers on the field. And he's already moving his way back up. James Thurston is. As now we got a big maneuver by Max Molina. Contact there for Molina. And it looks like he's going to be able to get through that time by. Big smoke! Matthew Brower's in second. And it's 3 wide for third. Molina gets turned. Surely that's going to bring in a yellow flag, and that it does not. Destruction for a driver running so well in Max Molina. And let's check what happened. And Molina coming off of the turn. Flagar gets squirrely. And Mark Allen Bivens does the cleanup. And getting out of it, Max Molina does. And Ross Corlett not passing him. The driver of the 16 and Xander Prestige does. Sean Rowe gets through in 9th. And the race's mix-up shifts once again. Now it's Mark Allen Bivens and Mason Flagar fighting, but Flagar has less damage than Bivens. That's going to put him in a disadvantageous position. The driver of the 076 is. And Josh Williams saying he wrecked me in Todd Lobby, so that's kind of funny. And I believe you mean James Thurston there. Josh Williams. And how about that? Todd Lobbies. A lot of these guys are racing Todd Lobbies. Zach Todriff, an occasional starter in the series. Ethan Duweldy going to shoot it big time. Ethan Sky does as well. They're chasing each other hard. As Duweldy now up into the top 5. So much for not being confident in a road course. He's having a great run here tonight. And 7 laps to go. And the battle for 4th and now the battle for 3rd is underway. Mason Flagar getting a lot of time. 7 laps to do it. And Josh Williams, it looks like chatting once again. No Molina. Oh, Max Molina, who just wrecked. And Molina is still on his way despite the damage. He's in position number 9, chasing down Sean Rowe for 8th. Is Ethan Sky now in touching distance for both. it might still be a top 5 day for Max Molina, as Ethan Skye putting the bumper now on Kyle Freeman. Looks like they're going to be side by side for just a blip, and Skye not going to be able to get it done on the Season 1 champion. And Kyle Freeman, nonetheless, still holds on, but only for so much time. Now Ethan Skye is going to make the move, and Ethan Skye going to take 6th for just a moment. And as they battle, the battle rages on, but Mark Allen Bivens getting closer and closer to the driver of Mason Flagar. And it's vice versa now, as Flagar in the catbird seat. And Andrew Cootie, nonetheless leading by now 10 seconds over Matthew Brower, as the battle for third is raging on. Ethan Skye and Kyle Freeman nose to tail even still. And nonetheless, now it's going to be Freeman on the catbird seat, as Ethan Dueldi being caught by both of them. Sean Rowe now getting into the mix, and Max Molina gets by Sean Rowe. Molina looking for that top 5 finish no matter what. And how about it for the driver of the 076 machine, still fighting hard in the 3rd spot. Flagar looks to have gotten by that time by. And we've got a shuffle. Now Ethan Dueldi going to be watching for the rear view camera of the 81 machine, as Ethan Skye going to be able to get on through there. Great move. And Sean Rowe gets through Kyle Freeman. Max Molina going to be the next one to do so. As we watch the race shuffling on, Max Molina going to get through Ethan Dueldi. Now on to Kyle Freeman, the Season 1 champion, holding up strong right now against one of the field of IORA legends. And Sean Rowe in the 6th spot is fighting hard to get back up to Ethan Skye. Evans in 4th. Coming down the start-finish line once again. Very wide angle shot there, and you can see Matthew Brower still in frame. Ethan Skye, 21 laps through with 5 laps left. As Kyle Freeman going to go side by side with Max Molina here. Molina not going to win the battle just yet. And he's losing a lot of time on Sean Rowe and Ethan Skye. And the 45 machine, damage or not, still a very quick driver here at the Circuit of the Americas. It was on pace for a podium finish, one that Mason Flagar has alongside Matthew Brower, as Mark Allen Bivens is just within a second of the 89 machine. Looks to be a little bit of a flicker on the back bumper, actually exposing the rear crush panel. And that's a little bit of a peculiar glitch there from iRacing. Sean Rowe still fighting hard, but he's got some room on Ethan Skye as Kyle Freeman and Max Molina both chase in the driver of the 54. And Molina is still in this one, but just barely. Kyle Freeman holding on by the string, the size of a thread here. Molina's going to go to the inside line, and this looks to be the move. He's going to get by Freeman with ease that time, and Sean Rowe is going to burn out big. That's going to lose him an awful lot of momentum, but he uses his maneuver effectively, and he doesn't lose that much time. Bivens in 4th, Sean Rowe just out of frame in 5th, with the remainder of the field chasing him hard. Max Molina now in position number 7, chasing down Ethan Skye for 6th. Ethan Dueldi now down into the 9th spot, still watching the battle as Ethan Skye holds on against Max Molina thus far. And 4 laps left. Andrew Cootie putting on a dominating performance. He's leading by 11 seconds right now over Matthew Brower, and Mason Flagar is now in the mix for 2nd. It's a battle between those two, just separated by 1 second overall. And it looks like now Mark Allen Bivens losing an awful lot of time as Flagar gaining to Matthew Brower. Brower has a great short run car, but does not have it on the long run, it appears, as Sean Rowe still being chased. As Max Molina going to be passed by Ethan Sky there, or rather the opposite way this time by. Molina gets the maneuver over Sky, and it took him a long time to get it done as Ethan Duelli makes it through Kyle Freeman. And Freeman now in the 9th position with Brandon Redford looking as fast as he has all race long. He's 0.4 a second per lap quicker than Kyle Freeman. Not sure if that's enough to reel him in, but Freeman looks to be making more and more mistakes. Looks to actually have damage now. We'll find out how big that damage plays a part in his decline in the ranking when it comes to the running order. Castro Neves up to 11th, chasing down Brandon Redford, looking for a top 10 finish here tonight. As Mark Allen Bivens loses time, Matthew Brower has gained just a bit. He was 0.4 of a second slower that time by on Mason Flagar, but looks like now Flagar is the one making the mistakes with 4 laps left. Andrew Cootie in a world of his own, now 12 seconds ahead of the competition. And backing it down to the inside of the apex there. He's going to come around once again. He's still leading by a dominating margin, now 13 seconds. Nobody is quicker than the driver of the 9 machine. And that is exemplified by the amount of drivers who are out of this one. James Thurston retired 4 laps to go. James Hartley retired 2 laps to go. And Hunter Bogdan is 3 laps down, but still appears to be on the racetrack. We don't see him just yet. But Matthew Brower has a lot of pressure that he's going to have to face as Mason Flagar on his way. They're now separated by 0.3 of a second. And Flagar goes right over the speed camera there. And this will be the dive to the inside line. Gets it done. Brower's going to have to wait. And it looks like effective maneuver. Mason Flagar, your new driver in 2nd position. 3 laps left to settle it. And these two are going to try to go as hard as ever with only so much time left. Coming down to the first turn. And side by side, Matthew Brower gets it that time by, but Flagar's not done. And Brower leading by just about a 0.2 of a second gap, now 0.3 of a second. We saw an incredibly quick run there from the driver. The 89 machine keeps him in the battle as they're hopping over the S's with ease. Mark Allen Bivens still in touching distance. If one wrecks, he might just pick up the pieces. And Matthew Brower now leading by 0.4 of a second in the battle for 2nd position. Sean Rowe 5th, and Max Molina is in 6th. Lost a lot of time getting through Kyle Freeman and Ethan Sky. That's going to jeopardize his top 5 finishing chances, with the exception of wreck, which may occur due to how close Mason Flagar is to the driver of the 73 machine. Going to take a very late braking zone here through the back straightaway to perhaps shift up the ranking order. As Andrew Cootie already coming through the final few turns with ease to send us to 2 laps to go. Brandon Redford going to lose the spot to Kyle Freeman. Redford down to 10th, and Castro Neves is now on his tail. This is for 10th position. Castro Neves in 11th, looking to do one more as the race comes to a conclusion. Xander Prestige going to get right through Bryce Hamrick. They're side by side. Prestige in the grass, and he's going to turn it himself into the inside wall, almost. Castro Neves Motorsports number 16 machine involved in that incident. Nobody wrecked, but Prestige going to lose a lot of time and almost a position as Keegan Clark rolls into the battle. And Matthew Brower is on the best pace he's been all night. He's gaining a major advantage over the driver of the 89 machine, but Flagar makes a very late dive bomb there. It's far from over. Coming down to the back straightaway. 2 laps left to settle it once more. Flagar, he had himself a pass made through the final corner. Then Matthew Brower made it once again just a lap ago. Will Flagar replicate the move? Coming down to the inside line. Yes, he does. And now he's in 2nd. Flagar, position number 2. And he's to the point once more. Now it's Matthew Brower in the catbird seat. And these two are fighting like it's the last lap every lap. Ethan Sky going to get through Max Molina. Looks to be a major slip up for the driver of the 45 machine as the 54 gets on by. Brower 3rd, Flagar 2nd, and Andrew Cootie leads by 14 seconds overall. A dominating showcase there for the driver of the 9 machine. And he's far from done. Throttle graphics and designs on the rear end of that car. An impressive job overall. As Max Molina gets on by. No! Max Molina's gonna get shifted off the racetrack, and Ethan Sky's gonna punt him off. That's gonna be securing his 6th place spot. Molina once again involved in an incident, and DeWeldy gets through. Redford now in the chase, and Kyle Freeman getting chased by Castro Neves, and Castro Neves looking for a place to make the move as the race is coming down to its final lap in just a few turns time. Flagar has some pressure from Matthew Brower here. Watch out! And Andrew Cootie still far and away ahead. Brower gets to the inside of Flagar, and Flagar now has the advantage this turn by the inside as Brower goes to the outside and tries to cross him over. Big wiggle for the driver of the 89 machine, and look at this. Mark Allen Bivens is on major pace and might just be able to get back into this one. 2 laps, but now coming down to the front straightaway for the final time. He's gonna make it 1 lap to go. Andrew Cootie's got 1 more lap to settle it here in Austin, Texas. And Brower, 14 seconds back. Not a lot of time to get this one done. Flagar now in 2nd. Mark Allen Bivens looks to be the fastest in this pack, but Sean Rowe is catching up to every single one of them. Watch out, it looks to be a 4-car battle for 2nd, and they're all separated by just about a 2nd overall. Matthew Brower has been leading this battle for 2nd for the majority of it. Mark Allen Bivens looks to be the fastest right now. Mason Flagar has been the one putting on the pressure. This is where it all changes. Molina being chased by a multitude of drivers. Castroneves up to 10th, now trying to chase down 9th in Brandon Redford. And Redford in 8th. Gets a big wiggle. They're side by side, DeWeldy and Castroneves, 213 Simware Racing teammates. As the 81 gonna have to watch and wait to see whether or not Castroneves makes an offensive or offensive maneuver. With the races in its final stages, Sean Rowe's gonna go for 4th. Now it's time to cross over and perhaps get the final 2 drivers on his chase. Mark Allen Bivens and Matthew Brower. And Andrew Cootie in a league of his own tonight. And we've been watching him all night through and through. James Thurston retired. Ethan Stanley retired. And Cootie winning at Daytona in a Wreckfest finish. But this is no Wreckfest. This is pure domination. And he's going to be coming across the front stretch for the final time tonight. 25 laps of action. 25 laps of calamity. And only one man comes out on top. Rounding the final corner. And here he's gonna come. Checkered flag is out for Andrew Cootie, rounding it this time by 2 wins on the season. He gets it done in style with dominance tonight. And the 9 machine goes back to back to lead the points coming out of race number 2, the COTA 137-kilometer. Race is not over though. Brower now going to be coming across the back straightaway here, leading Mark Allen Bivens. Sean Rowe going for 4th. He's not going to be able to get it done. Everyone slowing down here. Then Mason Flagar 5th. Ethan Sky going to be able to get 6th as Sean Rowe backs it down. Flagar. Then it's going to be Ethan Sky. Max Molina is going to get 7th. Redford 8th. Dudes Castroneves in a final turn battle. No! Not gonna work for DeWeldy, and Castroneves gets 9th. DeWeldy rounds out the top 10. Then it's Kyle Freeman, Bryce Hamrick, and Keegan Clark with the remainder of the field on their way. Hunter Bogdan finishes 17th, and great racing. Dan Molina keeps getting spun, and that is indeed the case. The real Wapo, and great racing indeed. Josh Williams, how about that performance? Every driver giving it their all tonight. And this looks to be a great start to the season. 2 great races here in the FORL Cup Series, and the second of which won by the driver who still won the first. It's Andrew Cootie season this time of the season. Of course it is. In a 9th of the way through. Cootie domination. He wins at Daytona. And he wins at Austin. An impressive job from the 9 machine as he's doing his victory lap in style. Let's watch him. And an awe-inspiring performance for Andrew Cootie to get it done once again. And a lot of great drivers here. Sean Rowe creeping up into 4th at the tail end of it. James Thurston, Ethan Stanley, Shirley, great drivers at Circuit of the Americas. And Josh Williams saying, can't wait to Charlotte for my first race here. And we hope to have you. Absolutely, Josh Williams. It'll be great to see you there. Andrew Cootie doing his victory lap in style. Absolutely deserves it. And what a performance. The Rod Carr Abruzzi sponsorship on the side, doing them proud once again, as Guardian Esports goes back-to-back with the 9 machine in victory lane. And time for Cootie to burn it down. And it's a smoke show here in Austin. As you got one drifting in the background, and that appears to be Dudes Castro Neves. Still driving, but it's still Cootie celebrating. And the motor far from blown here for Andrew Cootie as he continues to celebrate with multiple other drivers still on the track. And the engine has expired for Andrew Cootie, but certainly the optimism for this season has not. Win number 2 on the year, and we're only 2 races in. Andrew Cootie, you get it done again. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Hey, I won. Hi.
And absolutely, welcome back. How you feeling after that performance? Looks like at the tail end of it, you were on a roll and nobody could stop you.
Yeah, Thurston kind of got wrecked, so I wasn't able to battle him for the win, but we did get the win, thankfully. Thanks to the Guardian guys for the Guardian Esports guys for giving me a good car. And yeah, we Dustin, Ross, and Bryce, all of us have running in here and going to Charlotte. I know Dustin and Bryce are, or not Charlotte, Kansas. I know Dustin and Bryce are really good at Kansas, and Bryce really likes Auto Club, so he's looking forward to that one. But yeah, we'll go on with the points lead, and yeah, that's all I got for you. Thanks to Guardian and Rod Carr on the hood or on the door, Bruzy, Rays, and yeah, you can watch those streams live along with the FTN broadcast on my Twitch, Guardian East, or twitch.tv/Andrew Cootie, and you can watch it there. I'm actually live right now. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Absolutely. And any final thoughts? Of course, we're going to Kansas next week. How optimistic are you that you can keep the success up going into the next race?
I mean, I'm confident in my driving ability. I'm just not confident in the track of Kansas next week. I'm okay at Kansas, but I'm not a big fan of it. So as long as I leave with a top 10, I'll be okay.
Absolutely. Looking for a top 10 after 2 straight victories on the year. Great job so far. Looking to continue with it. Andrew Cootie in the number 9 machine. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course.
And there we have it. There is your winner's interview. We're going to try to get the interviews from the 2nd and 3rd place drivers Because it looks like as it stands, they are not in the group chat, or rather, not necessarily in the voice chats yet. And we are going to try to find out whether or not we can get to hear from them as the race has just concluded. And it looks like we actually might be able to hear from our third place driver, but first we're going to try to hear from Matthew Brower, who finished this one in the second position. Going to try to get to him here. If we can't, we will be moving on to Mark Allen Bivens in the third position here tonight. You can try to get that interview there. Matthew Brower, runner-up to Andrew Cootie. And it looks like we're going to try to get him in this time by. He is not yet in any of these voice chats. And when he is, we will hopefully be able to pull him in. But as it stands, we are going to get the driver who is in the third position before we get to our driver who is in second. Unfortunately, that is just the way we are going to have to roll with these interviews tonight. But how we get to it, nonetheless, the driver of the 076 machine. How you feeling after that third place run here tonight?
Felt pretty good. Ran into a lot of trouble, and can't really say much. I feel like I might have had to win in the bag at Daytona since the 3 leaders wrecked in the final corner, but win some, lose some.
And absolutely still looking strong following that race at Daytona. Still getting it done here in style in third. How are you feeling as the final restart, or the final run? It took its course and you were able to roll your way up into third.
Well, they had a battle going on between Mason Flager and Matthew Brower, so that allowed me to sneak through there. And on that final restart, I was just trying to take cover. If I would have known that would have been the final restart and we would have had no other cautions, then I wouldn't have pitted. But rebounded from, what was it, I don't know what it was. But rebounded well and able to take home a P3, so got it.
And absolutely a great rebound. Next week, we are looking forward to Kansas. How are you feeling going into that race? Do you think you can keep the success up as the season begins to sort of dial in and we're getting back to the ovals?
Well, I'm an oval guy, so I'm ready for that. And TWR's got me on rails, so we're going to be able to go get there.
And absolutely third place tonight, the 076 machine of Mark Allen Bivens. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you back next week.
All right, thank you.
And there we have it. Now we're going to get our interview from Matthew Brower. We're going to drag him in right now. The driver of the 73 machine, Matthew Brower, runner-up here tonight. How are you feeling after that race?
Feeling good. I came into the race not expecting to get anywhere near a top 3. I'm just happy I finished.
And absolutely able to finish in a very good position. Second, a very, very close fight all night. And how do you feel as that final run took its course? A lot of contention when it came to positions. A few guys who were very, very far up front most of the race spun, and it looks like you were able to avoid that.
Yeah, I just had to manage my race, keep out of the wrecks, just try to keep clean, and I was just there at the end, and it made it work. Just wish I could get first, but second's pretty good. Especially since I'm not good on road courses, so this is like really, really good for me.
And absolutely a great run in this road course. But next week we will be going back into the oval swing of things. It's Kansas. Are you optimistic for that one?
I feel like I'll do pretty good because that's like my bread and butter. Mile and a halfs, next gens. So I'm just hoping I can get a top 5 next week. I'll practice. We'll see.
And you are right about that. Runner-up tonight. Looking forward to next week. Driver of the 73 machine. Any final thoughts before we leave this one off?
No.
And how about that? Thank you once again, Matthew Brower, second place tonight. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
And there we have it. That is our podium procedure for the night. And we will be getting on to your race results as we have concluded our podium interviews. A great race here tonight at Circuit of the Americas. 24 cars showing up for a Formula 1 track that at its most capacity had 24 Formula 1 cars. So how about that? A great crowd here tonight in terms of drivers and a great crowd in the audience. Thank every single one of you for stopping by. If you did enjoy the presentation, be sure to like and subscribe. It is always greatly appreciated, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Andrew Cootie going to lead him off, and he's going to be your race winner, followed by Matthew Brower in second, then Mark Allen Bivens in the third position. Sean Rowe in fourth, Mason Flagar in fifth, Ethan Sky in sixth, and Max Molina in position number 7. Dudes Castro Neves in 8th, Ethan DeWeldy in 9th, and finally Kyle Freeman in 10th, with Bryce Hamrick in 11th, Keegan Clark 12th, Xander Prestige in 13th, and Ross Corlett in 14th. In 15th position, it's Dustin Pickle. And Brandon Redford in the 12 machine in 16th, then Hunter Bogdan, James Hartley, James Thurston, and Matthew Fainoff in 20th, with our final retirees being Ethan Stanley, Michael Carmenes, Joaquin Stewart, and then the driver of the 93 machine, Aiden Walker, appeared to register for the session and was not able to get back out on track, and that will end it off. Super Hamrick 94 saying Bryce had the winning scheme for the night. No cap, and that's Bryce Hamrick himself. And we thank you for stopping by in the voice chat. Hope to see you as the championship hunt continues. And that will conclude our presentation for the night. A great night of action here in the Circuit of the Americas, and this season is getting wound up. And it looks like Andrew Cootie pulling out to be perhaps a championship favorite early on. Never say never. It might just be too early to say anything about the championship favorites. But Cootie, 2 wins on the year. He's looking for more. Next week at Kansas. Tomorrow, it's going to be the Nashville Fairgrounds with the IORA Cup Series. And then the Highline Racing League at 9:30 Eastern Seaboard Time with the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. It's going to be a great night of racing. The Grand Prix at Mid-Ohio that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be tomorrow night, and it'll be one worth watching. Thank you all for stopping by tonight, and we hope you enjoyed the presentation. We'll see you all in the next one. Jessica Brower saying great racing, and absolutely great racing here tonight, and we'll be back the next time the great racing put on by the FORL Cup Series is live and in action. Thank you all, and I hope you have a great night.